Yeah, I do understand where she's coming from when she says that.
I do too.
I hate America because the donut was so fattening and disgusting, whatever the case may be. But it seems like the media kind of took off and ran with that particular phrase just because I hate America. I mean, I know I hope she doesn't.
No, and I don't believe she does. I don't think that, and that's what you're saying. I think I agree with you, Jason, because I think that for me, it wasn't about her saying I hate America, because I got what she was saying. I understood her point. So I don't think she really hates America. What I was disgusted by was the fact that she just licked the donut. That's my whole thing.
Yeah.
That was my main thing, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, obviously that's extremely childish and disgusting. And in the video, it looks like, because they both lick it, it looks like it was like a little dare thing, and then they giggle it off and whatever.
Right, exactly.
And it was also weird that the people in the background were, like, laughing as if, like, there were people, like, waiting, to take their orders.
Yeah, it seems like they were all, like, together, though.
They probably were.
That's strange to me. I mean, these are people that she doesn't know, obviously. And, they all were, like...
I think they were.
It was just weird.
I think they were together,
say something?
I think they were with her. They weren't with her already?
No, there was a guy, if you look at the video, there's it appears to be an older man. He's on the right side of the frame in the video. He was kind of playing with his cell phone a little bit, but... I'm sure clearly he wasn't with them. And, I mean, that whole thing happened and he didn't even say anything. So, I mean, according to the video that I've seen, I mean, he didn't say anything. Maybe he did. Well, clearly the video is out now. But at that particular time, it looks like he didn't say anything. He just kind of just stayed out there, I'm assuming. So.
Okay.
Well, but I mean, the whole thing about licking the donut is just fucking.
Well, I just don't. I think it's kind of to me, it's a glimpse into her character as a human being.
Exactly,
and that's who she really is. So, although she can sing like fucking great, I love that she's a great singer and all that stuff, great voice or whatever. But she's not. I mean, her character is probably pretty shitty. It seems like to me.
Yeah.
Did you see quickly? The Boy Scouts are allowing gay leaders now.
Yeah, I'm actually really happy when that story came out. I think it was yesterday. Because as I think of all the like organizations that have been known to be like anti-gay, as far as like community-wise, that was one of the big ones that had banned leaders and counselors, like openly gay leaders and counselors. So I'm happy to see that now they're in the process of repealing this ban. But I don't know a whole lot about the Boy Scouts. There are some church-organized Boy Scout groups that still will be able to not have gay counselors if they see fit. However, for those that do want to have gay counselors, now they will be able to.
But
so that's really what it's all about.
How can they do that if the organization itself, just because it's taking place in a church, doesn't absolve them?
Right.
Sorry about that. Doesn't absolve them from...
yeah, that's what it's saying. I don't know a whole lot about the Boy Scouts, because when I was growing up, the Boy Scouts was a school organization that you signed up with through school. So
yeah, me too. I was in it. So
yeah.
I mean, I wasn't in it, but my cousin was in the Boy Scouts, and I would take trips and have those events that they would go to, like every other weekend or whatever the case may be. And this is through a church.
Yeah.
So honestly, me personally, I know it's supposed, all to be about teamwork and, manhood and, all that crap. But it's like, I remember as a kid, to me, it was very boring. Just for the simple fact that we would go on this trip out in the middle of nowhere with the church. And, it was, I just come off as very boring. Like, I remember just being so bored because I didn't know anyone. He knew all the people. I was just kind of there as a tag along. And it was just... I mean, I don't see what's so fascinating about it.
How long were you in the Boy Scouts? Like a year, or you weren't in the Boy Scouts? That's okay.
No, my cousin was. I would just happen to tag along.
Well, for me,
fun on the hiking trip.
Yeah, that's it.
Right, exactly.
For me, it was I was in the Cub Scouts and the Boy Scouts, and for me, it was very it was camaraderie. It was just fun to be with other friends or whatever. But I also felt like a complete outcast because I was gay, and all these other guys. I was not. I mean, although I played sports, I played soccer, I played tennis, but I was not like an athletic person. I was really more artistic. And so I was always really good at the shows and the drama and the crap like that. And when it came to building fires and shit, I would just sit back and let somebody else do it, basically. But,
right.
But
get your bag.
Exactly. The only thing I remember about Boy Scouts is sweating my ass off in that 100-degree heat and being eaten up by fucking mosquitoes. And that's really truly the only thing I remember about Boy Scouts.
What I wanted to say about it though is, though, I think it does serve a purpose if it's equal this way, and all gay people can be part of it and everything else. Great. I think it serves a purpose for some people, and that's great. But I think, if it serves a purpose for you, fine. But I don't think you need. I personally don't think religion should be part of it. But it is actually a religious-based organization, because actually it's like in their freaking, I don't know, whatever the fuck that was called, the fucking oath or whatever we took. It's in there about God and country and bullshit. So, go ahead. Oh, I thought you were going to say something. So, a couple more things. Jason, Paula Deen, you want to talk about her?
Oh, God.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing with Paula Deen. Okay, now, I feel like, as an African-American guy, I feel like with the stuff that she's done in the past, I know it's like bad to kind of support her, but I still like Paula Deen, to be honest. Mm-hmm. However, I will say this that she's come out with, let me just explain it. So she is in a photo dressed as Lucille Ball from I Love Lucy, and her son, I forgot her son's name, but her son was in brown face as Ricky Ricardo. Now, here's the problem that I have with this. First of all, if anyone has ever watched I Love Lucy,
he's not that
dark.
First of all,
he's not that dark. He's like Cuban, but he had he kind of looked like a white guy.
Yeah,
almost, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, so for her son to be like in brown face as if he's like some dark skinned Hispanic.
Yes.
I'm just like, why would you do that? I'm like, you could have been okay just with your complexion the way
as it
you
was,
were.
yeah.
But just that whole thing, and I'm thinking to myself, Paula's already tried to redeem herself by saying that, she's already apologized for what she's done.
But you do know that picture
that type
was
of
old,
thing,
right?
But then she comes out and does this shit, and I'm just like, Paula, you're just deeping yourself into you're just digging yourself deeper into this hole.
The actual picture was actually old.
It's like 4 years old.
Yeah, before she ever got in trouble with the whole N-word thing. So but the problem was that her publicist published it on her Twitter or whatever it was on, or Instagram or whatever it was on recently. And so she fired her for doing that, because the person obviously is a moron. I mean,
if this
and the caption was, "You have some splaining."
Yeah, that was even worse. That was horrible.
That made it not.
Yes.
But my thing is, if this picture was taken 4 years ago, then why is the publicist just now doing? Is this like some type of?
I don't know. That's what I was wondering.
I don't know. What do you think her motive was?
Maybe she doesn't like her. Maybe she was intentional to get her in trouble.
Or maybe she was just trying to stir up some shit.
Maybe.
I mean, that could be it too. Because maybe she had an issue with Paula. I don't know, but that's just like saying squash some beef with someone, and then 5 years later you post a picture of some shit that happened 5 years ago. I don't know. It's kind of strange to me that her publicist would do something like this, especially over a photo that's old. But I don't know.
I'm more than sure that everybody on her team has been coached through PR on what to post and what not to post on social media, and I feel that the person who was in charge of this social media account knew what they were doing. I feel like it was a plotted move, a vindictive one, and do I know for sure? No, but my conspiracy theory is exactly that, because we've seen over the course of the last few months Paula Deen pave the way to try to redeem herself in her career. Why on earth, if everybody on your team knows that you are in a cohesive effort to redeem her career, would you post this photo? Know that's fire.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, anybody with common sense would have known.
So I think that that was vindictively posted.
It must have been, unless she's just a complete moron. I mean, basically, she should be a moron. Did you? Janet Jackson. Do you guys like Janet Jackson? Wow. What's the deal with?
I love the song No Sleep, but I've heard that it's getting very little airplay and no one's really into it. I love the song.
I like it. I don't love it, but I
love it.
I don't too much care for the song.
Yeah.
Well, because my Janet is like feedback Janet, like discipline Janet.
Oh, please.
That's like
the real Janet. No, the real Janet is from Control. Thank you.
I know, but I'm saying like when I discovered Janet.
I know, I'm just kidding.
It's different.
It is different.
But I do admit that I'm sure that her team, because Janet is known as a pop artist, okay?
Yes.
But I think
kind of
with
R&B,
this particular
right?
track, it has more of an R&B feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And because I remember going back when she came out with the her album Demita Joe,
Yeah.
that was more of an R&B track, and I remember
Didn't do too
that
well.
was R&B album, and I remember at that particular time her sales kind of dipped a little bit because she had a lot of R&B tracks on it.
Right.
So I'm thinking people know her as a pop artist, and I think that's what they were expecting.
Well, also, this is just the first single. We don't know what the rest of the album sounds like.
That's what I was going to say. There's 2
Exactly.
points that I want to make here. 2 points. First point is, you're not going to come out with your strongest song first. Because what should happen is the first song that you put out should
Buzz.
cause enough hype and commotion, whether it's good enough or not, to make some noise, which this has. Even though it's not doing well on radio or like commercially, we're still talking about Janet. She did the whole thing on the BET Awards. They're talking about Janet. They're announcing the tour. People are talking about Janet right now, so it's doing what it's supposed to do. You're not going to put your best song out first when you know that the first song that you put out is going to make moves either way. So what the next move should be, it should be that song,
Powerhouse song, whatever it is.
If it's an R&B song, it better be a damn good
Good
R&B
one.
song. If it's
Yeah.
a pop song, hit me with it.
Yes.
Hip hop,
Yes.
whatever
saying-
it is.
Exactly, because I'm looking now and it says on iTunes that her single hasn't even cracked in the top 150, and I'm like, Jesus.
Well,
Christ,
it's not a crowd pleasing song. I like the song. I listen to the song. I like it, but it's not like my favorite Janet song by any means. And it's not a song that you're going to hear everybody say, "Oh my God, play that song." I mean, it's just not one of those songs.
Right.
And so, go ahead.
The second point that I think also needs to be made is it's over the last few years, it's been a continuous trend that we've seen these huge mega superstars come out with new music, and commercially, it does not do well.
Mariah Carey.
Oh my God, tell me about
Jennifer
it.
Lopez,
Yeah.
Britney Spears. I mean, I could go on and on. These huge international pop stars, but they just don't do well commercially with their new music. That doesn't mean they're not going to sell out arenas around the
Right.
world, which is exactly
That's
how you
true.
make money now.
That's right.
But it's just what it is. It is just what it is in the
Well-
music industry now. Is the generation that is buying music are literally 13-year-olds that are getting iTunes cards from their like great uncle for their birthday.
Exactly.
They're not
'cause I
buying
know-
no sleep. They're buying into Disney Channel stuff.
Exactly.
But
So, because that's the thing. I know when Britney Spears and Iggy Azalea had that track. I
Oh,
forgot the name of the
Lord.
Pretty
song.
girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they thought that was going to do, huge, Britney Spears and Iggy Azalea, and it took
had
like
one
a straight dive.
They had 1 week, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they had disappointing sales, and I know now, Britney Spears is, allegedly upset with Iggy Azalea because the track didn't do as good
That
as she
bitch don't
thought.
care. She doesn't.
Yeah, because the track didn't do as good as she thought. Because she was like, "Well, that's the whole reason I brought Iggy Azalea on the track to begin with," and that type of thing. So, but I do understand you are right, Christian. There are a lot of superstars, mega superstars that come out with these tracks lately and these songs, and they just.
But I do think that that's
well.
okay. I think
Yeah.
it's okay. And as Christian said, and I agree with it, is that the way most artists make money these days is by touring. That's why Madonna makes so much fucking money, because she tours all the time and she's a great performer. But she's not because of her music all the time. But I think that it's important that that I think it's fine if they don't always do well with the masses. It doesn't mean it's a bad song or a bad album or they've lost their star. I think it's still just personal taste. And I think the way people are moving these days. By the way, before we go, speaking about Madonna, what are your feelings about Madonna, each one of you, quickly?
I love Madonna. I grew up listening to her. That's my girl. Saw her in concert on the MDNA tour. Mm-hmm. She has me.
Okay, and what about you, Jason?
I like Madonna. I'm not gonna say that I'm a huge fan of hers, but I do like her music. I have a lot of her CDs and stuff, but I don't love her. But I know she has this photo out with her 2 sons that happen to be African American,
Yes.
like massaging her feet, and they make this huge deal about it.
Yes, and I
it's
told
not like-
Wendy
it's not like
Williams to
she
shut the
hired
fuck
these
up.
kids. Exactly. I'm like, these are not,
These are her children.
They're her children.
Yes.
I mean, it's like, wait.
But that's the thing about. First of all, before just for the record, I am the biggest Madonna fan ever, more than anyone you know. By the way, I'm not even going to tell you how. I just adore this fucking bitch. Okay, even though she's a fucking bitch half the time, but I still love her. Anyway, I want to say that picture though, when it comes to Madonna, a lot of people just don't give her a break, no matter what it is about her voice, about her music, about what she does.